The first thing that Moses wrote, through the inspiration of the Spirit of God, was the story of creation. That therefore is one of the things through which we are to receive hope and comfort. Why is it that we can receive hope and comfort through the story of creation? Because that story contains the gospel. Hitherto there had been darkness upon the face of the abyss. It was not such darkness as we are accustomed to. For in the thickest darkness man has ever known since that time, with the possible exception of the plague of darkness in Egypt, there has been some mixture of light. Some light tempers the darkness, even in the black night when no moon nor stars appear. But there was darkness here such as man cannot conceive of, for light had not yet been created. Out of this thick darkness, God commanded the light to shine. We may say that clouds are very unsubstantial things. The sun can dissipate them. And since the sun of righteousness is ever shining, we need not go on under clouds of doubt. There is such a thing as getting above the clouds, and those who have had that experience can testify that it is the most glorious place to be in. It is impossible that anyone who is acquainted to any degree with the Lord should stand by the sea without being reminded of the mighty power of the Creator. But it is not in order to produce the fright that the Lord reminds us of His mighty power that can set bounds for the sea, so that it cannot pass over in its fiercest tumult. No, it is that we may trust Him. Perfect faith and love drive fear away. So the power of God over the sea is referred to as evidence of His faithfulness. This is but the manifestation of the original creative power. He who tested and created the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that is in them, retains full control over all. But did you know that creation as originally purported carries hope for mankind? But what is the measure of the power of God? Wherein is it seen as tangible form? We know that ever since the creation of the world, the invincible things of God, even His eternal power and Godhead, are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made. It is in creation, therefore, that the power of God is to be seen by everybody. But the power of God in the line of salvation is the gospel. Therefore, the works of creation teach the gospel through all the earth and their works to the end of the world. The idea is that no matter what language a people speak, all can understand the language of the heavens. Their message can be read much more easily than if they were uttered as an audible sound. For all people on earth cannot understand the same articulate speech, but all who have reason can read the simple language of the works of God. The great lesson that we are to learn from the lower orders of creation is the care that God has for all His creatures is to be sure that since God cares for the lowest, He will much more care for man, whom He has made in His own image and placed over the works of His hands. From the physical, we are to learn lessons concerning the spiritual. God has provided every spiritual blessing that man needs and more than he can realize. It should be our motivation and encouragement. The spacious firmament on high, with all the blue ethereal sky, the unwearied sun, from day to day does His Creator's power display, and publishes to every land the work of an almighty hand. Soon as the evening shades prevail, the moon takes up the wondrous tale. To the listening earth repeats the story of her birth. While all the stars that round her burn, and all the planets in their turn confirm the ticklings as they roll, and spread the truth from pole to pole. What though in solemn silence all move round the dark terrestrial ball? What though no real voice nor sound amid their radiant orbs be found? In reason's ear they all rejoice, and utter forth the glorious voice, forever singing as they shine, the hand that made us is divine. Yes, creative power is the distinguishing mark of divinity. The earth was made by His power and established by His wisdom. Of course, this is our hope, and this is our motivation. Indeed, we have sure evidences to have hope and be motivated by the mere sight of God's wonderful creation. And it is no surprise that the psalmist puts it this way: the Lord upholds all that fall, and raises up all those that be bowed down. The eyes of all wait upon you, and you give them their meat in due season. You open your hand and satisfies the desire of every living thing. Be hopeful, be motivated.